You sit on the board of Uber, and the company's dealing with a major turnaround. You have new leadership, new CEO, after widespread claims of sexual harassment. You've been coined Uber's most influential independent board member. Do you agree?
Well, I was the only woman. So when you...
Thank goodness,
I
not
was,
true
yes.
anymore.
I brought another great woman, Wan Ling Martello, and last week we were joined by a third woman, Ursula Burns, the former CEO of Xerox, which is fantastic. But when the crisis started, when Susan Fowler's blog appeared, I was the only woman. So when a company is suddenly facing a sexist crisis and you're the only woman,
They turn to you.
Well, they turned to you, and I also felt it was my responsibility.
What did you think when you read Susan Fowler's blog post, when you read her account of what she had experienced?
It was incredibly depressing. It really made me want to dig deep, find out all the problems, all the perpetrators, and move very fast. I made it very clear that we were going to abandon this cult of the top performer, which is often what excuses bad behavior. So I called it, from now on, no brilliant jerks will be allowed. And then after Eric Holder was brought on to conduct a thorough investigation, on the day when we announced the unanimous endorsement of all his 47 recommendations, I also announced the beginning of changes to Uber's cultural values, because one of the cultural values was being always on. That's not a cultural value, that's a recipe for disaster.
You know, when you spent time with former CEO Travis Kalanick and asked you to be on the board, you know, you really got to know him, and I wonder if you think, Arianna, what you make of him as a leader, and is Uber better now with new leadership?
Well, I think Travis is on his own journey of becoming a better leader. As he said, you know, at the first all hands, you know, I'm sorry I led the company to this point. He was the one at the all hands who introduced Dara, our new CEO, to the employees, passed the baton on. So we are now in a place where we can really bring the board together and all rally behind the new CEO, who has had a tremendous welcome from employees and from drivers.